I don't like her anymore. Alright friends, now heart attack time is over. I promise you that was the last jump scare for today's video. The new Devstream 184 I think, just concluded, and we have heard a whole lot of things, like this is probably going to be a long recap, about the upcoming Warframe 99 update, which they have announced, and I also believe it to be pretty much the biggest update that Warframe has ever received. It is insane. We have so many things today. We're going to take a deep dive look into Warframe 1999 and the features that are going to come there. We're going to take a look at the new Warframe CYTE-09, where we now have gameplay for all the abilities, and holy moly, he sounds extremely overpowered to me. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about the new Nyx Rework. You know, Nyx will get a touch-up with the Eleanor skin, and that also looks pretty good, and there's so much more. So, without wasting any more time, big shout-outs to all generous channel members, and let's jump right into it. Okay, how about we start a little bit slow with things that are currently going on or about to start. First off, the yearly Tennobaum Event, you know, the Christmas thingy, is going to start in December. This is sort of an event where the community can unlock rewards if they gift stuff to other players. There's also going to be the snowball fights coming back, so if you like that, that's a fun little event. Also, until December 3rd, there's going to be Black Friday sales in the Warframe in-game shop, where we have, you know, supporter bundles and all other types of stuff that you can buy for Platinum, get some discounts, so if that tickles your fancy, you go in there and get that. And also, ticket sales for Tennocon next year, Tennocon 2025, will start early 2025. They will give us another announcement when the ticket sale starts, so just keep that in the back of your mind so you don't miss the deadline. In 2025, we're gonna get Rhino Heirloom skin. Here we have a little picture of him. He looks pretty darn cool, and they did say that they are looking into ways to deal with his iron skin so that it's not just gonna cover him in goop from top to toe, but it's actually gonna look nice. So I'm pretty sure Rhino Heirloom is gonna be fire. So much for the smaller announcement to start. Let's get into the big topic, starting out with the Infested Liches. I kind of feel like I have bad karma here. I just released, like 3 hours ago, a video where I did a whole Kuva weapon tier list, and I boldly claimed as soon as Warframe 1999 comes out, I'm gonna make a tier list on all the Infested Lich weapons that are also gonna be coming with it. And now on the dev stream they announced that the Liches are gonna be delayed till 2025 because they couldn't finish it all up in time, meaning with the Warframe 99 update in December, we're not yet gonna get the whole Infested Lich system. They still have to tweak it, they still have some things to do there, so probably we're gonna get that in early 2025. Actually also kind of good, so less to do for me in December. But anyway, once they are out, I will do the Infested Lich weapon tier list, so if you're looking forward to that, you know, you might want to consider maybe leaving the channel a sub. Welcome to the crew. But okay, now that we know that the Liches are unfortunately going to be delayed, I think it's all going to be fine. 1999 is still going to be big. Let's now go into 1999 and take a look at what is to come in the update that is actually going to release in December. First off, in order to be able to play 1999, you have to have the Deviri Paradox and the Lotus Eaters quest done, or in other words, pretty much the entire storyline. It's not going to be accessible right after starting the game, so in case you haven't fully caught up, I think you're still going to have maybe 2-3 more weeks until the update launches. They didn't yet give us a specific release date, however they did say that they will be at the Game Awards and they will give us the release date to Warframe 1999 live from the Game Awards. Now, today in the dev stream we learned a bit more about the second enemy faction. Last time they talked about the infected part, the Technocyte Coda. This time we're going to talk about the human part, the Skuldra, led by Major... I forgot her name, the woman who looks like Saren. And she's also going to have a sidekick. His name is going to be Victor, and he will be the second in command for the Skuldra. Now, I just said she looks like Saren, and there have been a lot of theories about her maybe potentially being the proto-frame skin for Saren, but the devs specifically said that this is not the case, and there is no plan to actually have her as a playable skin for us. So if you liked her, that's unfortunately bad news, but I'm sure there are way more nicer proto-frame skins to come if you're into that sort of stuff. Next big reveal. Remember the tank battle that we've seen pretty much in every Warframe 99 material so far? Well, that looks like it's gonna get a second phase where the tank transforms into an infested, weird kind of thingy that kind of reminds me of those walker things from Half-Life 2. If you're old like me, you maybe remember that game. And in order to even access the world of 1999, you have the same terminal that you can use to start the demo at the moment in your Orbiter, and there will be like an 8-bit map where you could choose the different locations in the world of Warframe 1999. It's kind of like an 8-bit version of the star chart part of, let's say, the Zeramen 0, where you can directly travel to the different missions that are available, as well as the Hubworld, which would be the mall. Oh yeah, by the way, there will also be floofs in the market from the 1999 characters. Very cute. Just like it would also be cute if you could maybe drop a like for the video, because it helps Uncle Blacky big time with the YouTube algorithm. So cheers so much for your support. And now let's actually take a look at how the world of 1999 is going to play out in practice. They gave us a detailed view of the Hubworld, the abandoned mall, and what you can get from each and every one of the members of the Hex Syndicate, which are going to be the vendors for what type of stuff. So, first of all, Arthur is going to be the head of the Syndicate, where you can rank up. He's kind of like your 1999 Konzu, and if you bring him pizza, he's also going to have early lunch. Amir is going to be your vendor for arcade minigames, because we have the arcade consoles there, and we will be able to play minigames there. More about that later. Also, from him, you can get all the blueprints for CYTE-09, the new Warframe, about whom we're going to talk a little bit more later here, and also the new weapons that are going to be available in 1999. So, he's definitely important. Aoi is going to be the girl for the sounds, because there is going to be a huge soundtrack coming with 1999, and you can use all of them in your Soma chord, but you're actually going to have to unlock this music with standing from Aoi. Quincy, our human CYTE-09, will give us cosmetics, captura scenes, sigils, glyphs, and all of that type of fluff. Eleanor will be the vendor to get the Infested Lich weapons once the Infested Lich system is implemented in early 2025. However, until then, what you can still get from her are the new arcanes, but they didn't say anything about what those arcanes do just yet. And finally, Letty is going to be your contact to trade in stuff that you find in the level for more standing with the Hex. You know, kind of like your Archimedean Yonta, where you can trade in the Void Plumes to get standing with the Holdfast. So Letty is going to be the person that you can give pizza to get more standing with the Hex. But now, how do you actually start the missions? Well, there's going to be a classical 1999 themed mission board, which is a mission board, like a board where the missions are pinned on. You start the missions there. However, the cool part here is that each and every character is attached to one of the missions there that will regularly be swapped, but doing missions of a certain character continuously will give you not only standing with the Syndicate in general, but also a resource called Chemistry, which is going to be tied into the romance system. So, in other words, if you continuously help one character, they are going to become more and more romanceable as time progresses. Which neatly brings us to the next point, which is, the dating sim part of 1999, which apparently will have a big focus, because they said that the whole system is going to have 2 novels worth of lines that can potentially play out. So it's going to be massive. So yeah, the way this romance system works is that you build up chemistry with the characters. This chemistry can either be gotten by doing the missions, but also by interacting with them through this chat portal on the PC that you see right here. And you can go and ask them personal questions, ask them about what they like, you can buy gifts for them, and if you buy the right gifts, something that they like, then you will get more chemistry and so on and so forth. You're gonna have to put in some time and effort to actually win those characters over before you can romance them. However, they did also say that in specific longer-term intervals, you're gonna have the chance to redo choices that you've made. So in case you mess up with one character, it's not gonna be over forever, but it's all in all gonna be a slower type of system that you can't instantly win. Up next, we have what, for me personally, was the biggest surprise of the stream, and that is Warframe gets, and now sit tight, a new PvP system. Yeah, who would have thought? To be more precise, it's not going to be a PvP direct system like Conclave, it's going to be a PvPvE system where 2 teams of 4 players are going to engage in a sort of race in the mission. So it's about finishing the mission first, you're not actively fighting the other team, but it looked kind of nice, and let's take a bit of a closer look at it now. First of all, they did say that the PvP part is optional. If you want to, you can also play this simply as a PvE game mode against an AI, and that's fine. However, if you choose to do it as a PvP, you might get a little bit of an extra reward at the end if you win. What this is basically a 3-stage mission where you have 3 objectives, and the team that finishes everything first will win and get some extra Vosphor, for transmuting your arcanes at the end. In order to speed up your own team or to slow down the enemy team, there are going to be blue and red pickups. The red pickups will bring some modifiers into the enemy team's mission, like for example an Eximus wave that is supposed to slow them down, whereas blue pickups are buffs for your own team to speed up your mission progress. So yeah, actually pretty straightforward. And then of course at the end, no matter if you win or lose, you're gonna get the base mission rewards either way. However, as I just said, apparently the winning team gets a little bit more, for example this extra Voss fur to get more arcanes out of it. But now, let's talk about the new Warframe CYTE-09, and holy moly, he looks incredibly busted. Like, for real. A couple days ago, I already released a video where I talked about the skills that they told us about ahead of time, and I can proudly say that most of my predictions from that video actually ended up coming true. Yeah, I actually feel proud of myself now. Don't take that away from me. But yeah, let's talk about CYTE-09. His passive will be that you get increased crit chance on weak point hits. You can stack that up to plus 300%, and it goes up by 1% for every headshot or weak point kill that you get. This is not going to go down, it's going to last for the entire mission, so it's going to be nice for endurance runs. His one is a pretty OP wall hack. You put down a pillar that, in a cone in front of you, is going to reveal the positions of enemies through walls, like a good old wall hack, and it's also going to highlight their weak points. However, that's not all. You also get more weak point damage to those enemies, and so much punch through that you can actually, just like a good old hacker, shoot through all the scenery and kill them from so far away that they don't even know where you are. Yeah, that is pretty crazy, but you know, it's Warframe, let's embrace it. Skill number 2. This is actually the most exciting one for me, because what this one does is you throw down elemental ammo packs, and if you or the team picks up one of those ammo packs, then it's going to instantly reload the weapon that you're currently holding and give that full magazine that is being reloaded into the weapon that specific element until you either manually reload or empty the entire clip. The crazy thing about this is that you have a selection wheel where you can actually infuse every single element in the entire game. Yeah, who was that Lavos everybody's talking about? I don't know. Next, number 3 is going to be an Ash-like stealth skill. It's not going to have that much of a long duration, but it's going to be enough. And the cool part about this is, with every headshot or weak point kill that you get, you're going to extend the duration a little bit, so potentially you can be constantly invisible with this one. However, one thing I spotted, I don't know if they actually talked about it, is that once the invisibility runs out, there's actually going to be a cooldown until you can use it again, so it's not like that you simply reactivate it like Ash once you become visible again. You're really incentivized to keep up those headshot kills, otherwise you're gonna be screwed. While this skill is active, weak point kills will actually heal you as well, and that was the surprising part for me, this is going to be his helmet ability, so you can now officially feed CYTE-09 to the helmet and make every Warframe in the game a stealth frame. Kind of insane if you ask me. Now, he's also going to come with the Reconiflex, which is like an LMG signature weapon for CYTE-09. Looked kind of cool, but they didn't reveal all too much about it. However, his 4th ability will be an Exalted Sniper Rifle, and that one looked kind of interesting. First of all, it has 3 different zoom levels, maxing out at an 8 times multiplier if you fully zoom in, just in case you were interested in that. And when you do a headshot with it, or a weak point kill, then this bullet is gonna ricochet to up to 4 enemies around it, so you do get quite some group clearing capabilities out of this sniper rifle. That is going to be a great synergy with the stealth and also with the wall hack from your 1st ability. I can't wait to test him out because this all sounds extremely busted. Oh yeah, and also this sniper rifle has an alt fire where you can permanently freeze enemies with like a cold grenade or something. Definitely nice overall. Next, let's talk about the Nyx Rework. First of all, she gets a brand new passive. Now what's going to be her passive is, whenever there are 5 or more confused enemies around her, you get more crit chance for your weapons. That's nice and ties neatly into her kit. Her 1st ability is where you mind control enemies. That is still going to be the case, but the mind controlled enemy that you're having, like your little thrall, they are now going to be much more aggressive. They're going to be more mobile. They run in, they shoot like John Rambo himself, and they really try to deal damage against the enemies. Don't know how effective it will be in practice, but it kind of sounds cool. Number 2, her Psychic Bolts. Now, they don't only strip away defenses from the enemy, but they actually steal them and put them onto yourself. Depending on which target you hit, whether they have shields, armor, or overguard, whatever you steal from them will be put onto Nyx herself to give her some more survivability. And also, whenever you take out an enemy, which is under the effect of psychic bolts will spread out from that target to other enemies around them. So there's a little bit of a chain reaction mechanic. For her 3, they didn't change all too much. The only thing that they did do is they changed the mechanics from being fake radiation procs as it was before to dealing actual radiation stacks, to clean up the code a little bit. And finally, for her ultimate, this is not going to be a channel ability anymore, but will now be with duration, meaning you can better refresh your energy while this is on. You can now move while in this skill, and depending on how much damage you've absorbed, once this skill is over, you will get a couple of seconds of invincibility in order to not instantly die once you get out of the skill. Also, one thing that they said is it will not only absorb damage that's incoming to you, but also absorbs all the damage that enemies are dealing to themselves while this skill is on, so now you have better synergy with the radiation spread, the confusion, and all the enemies attacking each other into this ability. I think all in all, it will make Nyx a very interesting to play character, but it's not going to turn her into the most S-tier Warframe in the entire game. Okay, let's slowly get to the end with a couple of smaller topics to close this video. First of all, we did see gameplay from one of the arcade games that are going to be available in Warframe 99. This is called Caliber Chicks and it looks absolutely hilarious. I can't wait to try it out, but I'm usually pretty bad at those games, so, well, let's see how that's gonna go. We're also gonna get quality of life changes. For example, we're gonna get more weapon and Warframe slots as we start the game, which is pretty cool, and all players that are already registered will retroactively also get those slots on top via mail or something. Next, some junction rewards like, blueprints for weapons and stuff like the Boltor that you usually unlock by doing the junctions on the star chart. They will now no longer come as a blueprint, but as a pre-built item with its own slot, so that's not going to take away any of your stuff anymore, which is cool. And going forward, if you fail your mastery rank test, then you don't have to wait 24 hours anymore. You can now retry it as much as you like. That is very cool. And then finally, the announced Warframe animated short film will launch on December 5th, so that's next week, pretty cool. And going into 2025, one big topic that they talked about was Operator Reworks, where they currently have an open Q&A in the Warframe forums, where they want to know from all of you guys which things you would like to keep and which things you would like to see changed when reworking the whole operator system. I'm sure the forum post is going to specify more of what exactly they're planning to do. So if you feel passionate about the operator system, then maybe you want to go over there and give them some feedback. Anyway, a lot of stuff to come here. Big shoutouts again to all generous channel members. I want to keep it a bit short, so I'm not going to read through the entire list right now. I hope you can forgive me that. Wish you a beautiful start into the weekend. We're going to see each other next week again. We're, of course, going to cover everything related to Warframe 99 on this channel, so if you haven't subscribed already, then now is the last chance to do that. Or you could do it after that, so that was kind of wrong. Anyway, love you all, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.